Welcome to What's New in CRM 2013 by Stephen Jennings. A little bit about me. My name is Stephen Jennings. I am the CRM practice lead at Affiliated. I have a strong background in designing, deploying, developing integrated solutions for well over 14 years. I've pretty much been with Affiliated for the last 2.5 years. Worked heavily a lot with CRM 4.0, 2011, and now switching focus to a lot of 2013. We have a lot of customers who are currently in the process of getting upgraded. So we wanted to give a presentation about what's coming in 2013. And as well, if you have any questions regarding this, please feel free to email me at steven.jennings@aresgroup.com, and I'll be happy to answer your question as quickly as I can. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always talk to one of our sales representatives. You can always email them at info@aresgroup.com or hit our website to check us out if you have any questions again. All right, let's get into this. So regarding about today's agenda, I want to talk about the roadmap. This is the roadmap that Microsoft has provided. I want to talk about what's new in 2013 because there are a lot of changes. How to work in CRM 2013 and some demonstrations of 2013. All right, so let's talk about the roadmap. For those who are online, have probably already got an email from Microsoft talking about how your upgrade is either in process or coming very soon. Now, if you don't have a partner and you're looking for somebody and you need help regarding your upgrade, feel free to contact us, and we're happy to give you an estimate or at least talk to you regarding your upgrade and seeing if it makes sense. Because we have a proven process that we have done for several of our clients, and we're in the process of doing this more, which we'll talk about, communication plans, what's new training, doing the actual upgrade on a test environment ahead of time. When we do the training, we'll have the labs, we'll have the screenshots regarding your environment, and, we do have a nice support plan that we're going to also offer for our customers. So day one, when they go live, making sure you have a partner to call is a big deal. First quarter 2014, Mira, is what Microsoft calls it, will be Marketing Pilot. Marketing Pilot is of course, it's a marketing tool that's going to be accessible through CRM. It will come online first, and then it will come on premise as quickly as it can. Again, if you have any questions about this, please let us know, and I'll do my best to try to get someone to talk to regarding about Marketing Pilot. Second quarter of next year, as Microsoft calls Leo, will be the customer service. It will, from what I've heard, it's going to do some great improvement, great enhancements. I don't really have the details as of today, but hopefully soon we'll have some of these details and we can actually start demonstrating or talking about it. All right, so what's new in 2013? They've completely re-imaged the user experience. What that means is it looks a lot different from what you guys are used to today. From my experience, a lot of it looks like a very Windows 8 tablet driven, and when I give you guys the presentation and the demo, you'll understand. They've definitely simplified the data entry. They've also reduced a lot of pop-opens, so much easier to enter the data, much easier, very fluid. They've got some really good processes and agilities. Great Outlook improvements, and they also have a very nice feature called server-side synchronization, and we'll talk more about that. And they've got workflows. Now, they've added 2 new functions within the workflows that are going to be very helpful for you guys. We'll go into more detail. All right, reimage the user experience. So what does it mean? It's fast, it's fluid, one spot, very easy, no pop-ups, no flip-in from one application to the next. It's kind of all integrated within the user experience. Really improved user experience. Very clean, easy to access, very streamlined navigation, drop-downs from the top with a single touch. It's going to be very smooth, very fluid, very organized. Simplifying the data entry. So what Microsoft has done, they've got some very nice out-of-box for the accounts and contacts, which is going to show when you're on an account record, it's going to show everything you need on an account record because, again, you're busy people. You want to see everything. Visibility is a key. So they've got the activities in the center, they've got the account info on the left, and they've got their contacts, their opportunities, everything that's relevant on the right-hand side. They also have a very powerful quick create functionality. So no matter where you are in the CRM system, you have the ability to do a quick create. So I can do leads, opportunities, accounts, all the activities that you guys want. We also have inline editing. This is the first time Microsoft has ever had inline editing within CRM. Typically, you've always had to buy a third-party tool. It is limited, so it's not everything, but if you ever have an opportunity or quote and you've got some products in there and you want to do some changes of some quotes of quantities, you can do inline editing and it will actually fire everything just like it would if you had to open each one. They've also got some tracking functionality of, stakeholders, sales team, and there's also inline editing in those as well. The process excellence and agility, big improvements, guided process. For those who had 2011 online, you probably saw a guided process. Very limited of what you can do. The guided process here is extremely robust. So what that means is you have a guided process from the leads to opportunities. You can customize it, you could tailor it, and you can have multiple guided processes. It can be done manually, it can be done automatic, and your guided process can go to custom entities. So if you go from a lead to 3 different custom entities and never touch the opportunity, this won't be a problem because the new guided process will allow it and it works, and it'll actually create the entities from one to the other. It's very impressive. Server-side synchronization. So what Microsoft has done is today you guys typically have to use the Outlook client to do any integration from CRM to Exchange. Well, that's changed. So what they've done is they've given you a server-side synchronization that needs to be customized per user in the CRM system, and it ties to the Exchange, which then also ties their Outlook. So if they have emails, tasks, appointments, and contacts, the two will integrate, and you do not need the Outlook client. This is very important because it's kind of like the no homework effect. So as salespeople are traveling, and they're working very hard, they don't have to go back to the hotel, they don't have to go back to their house. They can start, as they're working in the system and they're entering information on a tablet or a mobile phone, the data is being synchronized back into CRM. So again, saves time, saves money, and very efficient for your inside sales with outside sales as well. Workflows. So they have what's now real-time workflows. So they're not queued. Typically today, if you guys always ask me about a workflow, I tell you it's about 30 seconds before the workflow will execute. So if you need something to fire, you have to kind of close and reopen or wait. Now with real-time workflows, it'll execute in real time, so there's no more delay, and the data will be reflected very quickly. Then we also have the no-code plugins. It's a declarative function. So for those who have ever heard of pseudocode or simple code, this will actually let you go through that process to say, if I have a value and I want to take value A and I want to add it to value B, not a problem. I also want to go through the process of saying rules. If I select the state of Ohio, okay, I now need to enter my zip code because that's important. I want to know what zip code I'm in. So I can make the zip code required if I pick the state of Ohio. I can make things required or not required based off the rules and the functions. So it's going to be very easy for a non-developer to add this functionality, because today typically I have to do it in JavaScript, which is good, but sometimes it can break with the upgrades. With the no-code plugins, you won't have that problem. All right, so let's start diving into what CRM looks like today. So these are the functions we're going to try to dive into. So let's talk about how to find info for your role. So right here we have the navigation. So as soon as I mouse over here, I'll have a drop-down window. And so it's going to show, okay, I have access to sales, service, and marketing. And on each one of these, you'll actually see a dashboard. So a sales dashboard, a service dashboard, and a marketing dashboard. So each one will have its own. And again, this can be customized just as well. So if sales, service, and marketing don't make sense, we can customize it. So let's talk about how to view your contacts. So once I pick my sales, I'm in my sales section, I can go see my contacts, and then it'll show a complete list of all my contacts that are available for me to look at. I can have the ability to see more information. So again, remember we talked about the fluid and how easy it is with the system. We're going to see, look, there is my contact name. I also have the ability to add a picture. So if you have a picture in your Outlook, it will synchronize across into your CRM system. I also have the ability to have my contact information over here. I've got my activities driven. And I've got my cases over here, my recent opportunities. So I can look at this contact and I can see everything in one snapshot. How to track your activities. So remember when we were on the activities page, I've got my posts, and over here I've got my activities. I could do a quick phone call or a quick task. Again, in the past, you guys have always had the pop-opens. They can be very cumbersome. Now these are very quick for you. You also have the ability to hit the ellipsis to see more commands like to send email and appointments. You can also do your notes. Same as always, it's been ever since the 4.0 times. Add your notes, add your attachments, everything's going to look great. How to create a new contact using the Quick Create. So up in the ribbon bar, where we have our drop-down for sales, service, marketing, our sales, our contacts, we have the Quick Create. So this shows a little bit of information, and this can be customized, but it's something that will at least get you started. It may not have all of your critical information, but it's something that's quick. How to view your accounts, again, under sales and under accounts, just really close to your contacts. You have the ability to deep dive into your contact or your accounts just like you would your contacts. And again, we're going to see more account information. Just like the contact information, we have more visibility. So in this visibility, we have our account information, of course, our Bing Map integration, our activity posts. These would be our tasks, our phone calls, our cases being open, opportunities being won. You can see all this information here. On the right-hand side, I can see my primary contact and all of my contacts that are associated with this account. As you guys know, you always have more than one. All right. How to pick off where you left off. So Microsoft has added the recently viewed. Now, it is available in 2011 today, but it's probably very hard for you to find, and typically most people have no idea where it is. So Microsoft has made this much easier as you go forward. So whatever entity you're on, to the right of the entity, there's going to be a drop-down list. That drop-down list will show you most recently viewed accounts because I'm on the account section. If I was in my contacts, it would be different. Over here, we have the next section is how to view our cases. So again, we're now in the service section. We go down to cases. So you're going to see a complete list of all the cases that you have with our case number and a priority. How to view your leads. So again, I'm under sales and I'm under leads. These can also be called prospects for some individuals if they ever wanted them to. How to view opportunities. An opportunity gets converted from a lead to an opportunity. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to actually take you into the Microsoft CRM and do a demonstration of the real life world of it. Alright, so here is our on-premise CRM system. I'm always happy to give you guys a demonstration of what it can and can't do. So again, typically today in your 2011, you go to the left-hand nav side. No matter what you do, I can mash my mouse to the left as hard as I can. I'm never going to see that navigation. So what Microsoft has done is now moved up top. So within here, I now mouse over. And I can see my sales, my service, my marketing, my settings. So under sales, I can see all of my information here, my accounts, my contacts, my leads, and my opportunities. I'm going to go to my accounts record. And again, my views. Same as you guys have always used. Microsoft has put the pen right here, so this is my set as default. So before you go to your view, set as your default, this is how you set it today. I'm going to go ahead and open up one of my accounts. So now I can see a holistic view of everything I can for this particular account record. Got my name, my number, my phone number, my email address, my activities over here. Got over here my contact information. So all my contacts, my recent opportunities, my recent cases. So again, I am on one single page where I get to see everything that's going on with this record. It's very amazing, very powerful. What's also nice is if I go to my address here, Microsoft has got it where it kind of explodes into different things. So I can kind of see it all smushed together, but over here it kind of explodes. It puts it in the correct fields. So if you ever had to do any data mining or reporting on it, you could. Oops, sorry. We also have the phone number integration. So if you have Link or Skype, it will actually, if I click on this guy, it will try to dial into my link. It's going to fail because I don't have it quite set up for you guys. But what happens is because I do this, look, my phone call activity popped open for me. And it said, oh, look, I'm having an outgoing phone call with Renee, which is right here. And I can fill in my information really quickly because the way CRM works, if I had my link or Skype, technically I would be calling this person right now, and I have the ability to go through and start dialing. So go ahead and cancel that out. Let's go take a look at our contacts, which is going to be very similar to the account record. So I can see my company information, my address from my contact, my activities that are loading in the center, my company, my cases, my opportunities, everything here. Again, one-stop shop. But what I really wanted to also talk to you more about is the guided process. So let's take a look at out of the guided process in CRM. So I'm going to open up a lead. So right here is the guided process. And hopefully soon I'll have a video where it talks about how you can customize and tailor this guided process for you. But what the guided process is today, typically, with the consultings I've done in the past, customers have always asked me, when do I actually qualify a lead? And I'm like, well, what do you guys do today? So talk to me about a little bit what do you do today? So they're like, well, I have to have this and this and this and this all done before I can actually qualify. So great. How do I get that in CRM and make it easy for them? Well, with the new guided process, Microsoft says, okay, here are the 7 things you need to do before you can actually qualify this. Wow. Talk about in your face, easy to train, very fluid, and I guarantee I could put this in front of any salesperson. They go, oh look, here's everything I need to do to qualify. There's no miscommunication, there's no, oh, you missed something. Definitely go through this. And what's great about this is each one of these stages right here, you can report on. You can put that in a forecastable funnel chart that you can move forward, and as a company, you can have the same standard stages, but each division or department can have different things that are necessary to make it from a 2 to a 3. But as a company, we're very consistent from that 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. So I'm going to qualify this. So again, I want you guys to pay attention very closely to this guided process. I got my little checkbox right here. It looks like a flag. So I'm going to qualify it. So then if you look at this, you're probably thinking, wow, am I still on my lead? Nothing really changed. But what has changed is I'm now on my opportunity. My qualified piece is right here. Now I'm at my develop stage of my opportunity. I've now moved from my lead to my opportunity. But at any point, I can go back and click on my lead. And I can see everything there was regarding this lead. But I can also go back to my opportunity. So the linking is all here, and even if I had a custom entity, I can go to my next stage, and I can create a custom entity on the fly directly from this one. And again, I can go over here and I can add all these. These are very customizable for to add. They typically would be under here, and these are strictly for system admins. It's loading, so we'll give it a second. And then you go right here to edit process, where typically you'd go to the form to change what the form would look like, but now you're going to edit the process. Or right here you have the ability to switch a process. So if you had a different process, you can switch it halfway through. If you ever had to get whenever you're on an opportunity or lead or account or contact, and you had related entities on the left-hand side, those are now moved. So if you do the drop down here, I can now see my related entities, so my products, my activities, my documents, my connections, my audit history. So all of those would be right here on my left-hand navigation under my commons like you would see before. Again, remember I talked about the quick history information, most recently viewed. To the right of my opportunities is right in here. I also have my quick create. I have the ability to quick create any one of these. Activities and records as well. So let's take a quick look at service under the cases. And again, see, I went to service. I have my own dashboard for that. So now I'm going to go to cases. My cases now have a guided process in here. So again, remember I talked about Leo's coming out in middle of next year. This is going to be completely changed. I have no idea what it's going to be, but if you guys want to start using this today, this is extremely powerful. This talks about the case details, my activities, my customer, recent cases for this customer, and recent activities. How powerful can this be when you grab a customer and you say, look, I can see all the resolved and active cases, and what can I find from similar cases? Are these brand new? Are they unique? Are they the same? It's going to be really good for you guys. I can also go down here and find similar cases that are related from an account point of view or have no relation. So if you have a lot of cases with the same problem, you can find out are we having a widget problem, are we having a training problem, or are we just having a problem in general that has a lot of similar cases that we should elevate these cases because of how many we're getting. So the guided process can help you through this one as well, and you can tailor this one for your own needs. Marketing, not a whole lot changed here from what's new. Everything's pretty much consistent within a marketing aspect. You get your own marketing social dashboard. Under here you have your settings. A lot of this is still very similar. You have your goals, you have your cues, your customization, your solutions. Solutions from 2011 do get ported over 2013 just fine. I've done it several times personally. Over here you have your email configurations and your posts and your processes. So if you ever had to customize the email piece in here, this is where you would actually customize it if you want to do the server-side exchange. Over here you've got your options under your name. You'll see your names up here, and you'll see your options. You do have more options here today. So again, your options basic talk about what you want to set your defaults. Down here you can set your region codes if you wanted to. Your synchronization filters, those are usually pretty about the same. Your activities. Your formats, your email templates, your email. What's also new with here is typically before, when you're doing tracking of your emails, anytime an email was to come in that you found a user that's not in the system, if this box was checked, it would create the contact for you. If you ever talk to me, I'd usually tell you to turn that off, just because that's a lot of contacts in your system that you have to go back and clean up. You typically want good contacts in your system, so I always recommend where you just add them manually because you're going to get better data. Well, they've now changed it where you can actually convert them to leads. Now this makes more sense to me, because if I have an email that comes in and I track it and I don't have that person in there, well, to be honest, I want it as a lead in the system. So I'm okay where this would do it as a lead, but again, it's kind of an all or nothing. So emails you track that don't find an email in the system can convert into a lead. I mean, from a marketing aspect or somebody who's interested in sales, that's a powerful tool that I think is going to be great for you guys. All right, so while this is saving, let's give it a second. At this point, we are actually at the end of the demonstration. So what I wanted to do, again, I appreciate everyone taking the time to listening to this video regarding about what's new in CRM 2013 from Affiliated Resource Group. Again, my name is Stephen Jennings. You can contact Bill Rockwell, our CRM Solution Specialist, at his phone number, his mobile, and his email address. You can also check out our YouTube videos. This will be posted on our YouTube, our LinkedIn profile, our Google profile, and again, you can always check out our website. So for everyone who's attended and listening, I do want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day and listening to the What's New training video. And we will have more coming soon, so again, thank you.